When it rains, it pours, and at this point, Bethesda land may as well be flooded. Fallout 4 is broken again. Everyone and no one can think of any real good reason why. Well, in case you missed it, Todd Howard announced an Anniversary Edition for the role-playing game to celebrate its 10th anniversary. This isn't out of left field for the company, see Skyrim Anniversary Edition, but also, memes aside, must Bethesda continue to trot out its older games, repackaging and reselling them for no other reason than that people will buy them regardless? Apparently so. The whole reason for this edition is to introduce Fallout 4 to the Nintendo Switch 2. It won't actually launch for the platform until next year, but I digress. For those who have yet to experience one of the most controversial entries in the franchise, that is before Fallout 76 came around of course, it's not the worst deal. The base game with all the add-ons and expansions alongside more than 150 creations from the Creation Store, pretty solid packaging overall, but enough to warrant spending $59.99 on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation after all these years? I'd say not, and I spent full price on the base game and expansion pass back in the day. Yeah, go ahead, point and laugh. Here's where things get confusing. If you already own Fallout 4, but not the DLC, you can purchase the Anniversary Upgrade for $39.99 and receive all of the content alongside the Creations Bundle, which contains the aforementioned 150 plus creations. If you own Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, then the Creation Bundle will cost $19.99. Got it? Good. So what's the problem? Well, even if you didn't care for the Anniversary Edition and were content to continue playing Fallout 4 with your current set of mods, there's a mandatory update to download. To no one's surprise, this breaks your mods. It would be one thing if this were a new update with new content. At least you could somewhat justify having to update mods to work with the new version number. But no, this update simply changes the creations menu and makes it so that the hit chance for VATS is the same across all platforms. Oh, and if you were having fun with the Penetrator perk targeting enemies through walls, that's been fixed. The problem is that the update is causing severe issues, from crashes and performance problems to outright breaking the textures. Even if you aren't someone with hundreds of mods and extensive edits to tailor the experience to your liking, it's just a bad look, especially for a game that's this old and on its 10th anniversary no less. Now you'd think that Bethesda would learn its lesson from the next-gen update, which launched with its own issues while also breaking mods, but you would have been wrong. Even more hilarious is that the Creations Bundle, the actual content that's meant to justify the Anniversary Edition's existence, doesn't work properly.
And again, it just works.
Currently rated mostly negative on Steam, with only 23% of the 341 reviews approving this debacle, it also results in numerous crashes. Many who purchase the bundle can see it in their list of add-ons, but they can't install it. Others get a never-ending initialization process before the game crashes. That's not even accounting for a fresh range of new bugs, particularly for those first-time players, which is who this edition was geared towards in the first place. Now the worst part about all this, the actual content in the Creations Bundle isn't even all that appealing. Unless you really want Dogmeat to look like a different breed, or for your Power Armor and Pip-Boy to have different colors. You know, stuff that free mods are capable of. Bethesda has at least recognized the reason for players not being able to access the Creations Bundle after purchasing it, and is working on a fix. There's no ETA currently, but fingers crossed that it's fixed by the time this is live. It's just so exasperating to be a fan of Bethesda, regardless of how small. Say what you will about Starfield and how excellent or disappointing it was, but its post-launch support in 2025 has been absolutely non-existent, and that was after dropping the dreck that was Shattered Space last year. When the Fallout TV show premiered last year, it had the chance to appeal to millions of potential new players with the next-gen update, which had already seen delays. Lo and behold, it launched and caused issues for everyone, resulting in a horrible first impression. Now, I could go on about the issues with Fallout 76, which has thankfully seen improvements through the years, courtesy of its dedicated development team. And while game development is a long and arduous process, seeing Bethesda re-release Fallout 4 while admitting that Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long ways off, over 7 years since its first announcement, mind you, is truly something. And to emphasize once again, Fallout 4 is a 10-year-old game that was already outclassed by so much else back in 2015. What are we even doing here?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
You could argue that this new edition is just a bit of marketing to pull in anyone interested in the Fallout TV show's second season. And that's a fair play, even if a brand new Fallout game or the long-rumored Fallout 3 remaster would have been better. The problem is that even if you're not the target audience, you're dragged into this vortex of nonsense, either because Bethesda doesn't have the resources to test things properly or couldn't be bothered to do so. Either way, looks bad considering how much experience it should have had with its own engine by now, especially when this update does little else besides updating a paid mods menu and some VATS mechanics. In a way, it's ironic. The modders who helped keep Fallout 4 alive all this time with their creations are the ones who are disregarded time and time again with these updates. And as much as Bethesda wants to encourage them to get paid for their work through the Creation Store, it's all pointless if those buying the Creation Bundles can't even use it, or if it makes their experience technically worse. Again, you would think all this is obvious by now, but apparently not. I would say it's stuff like this that really makes me doubt any future Bethesda projects and encourages me to stay away. But honestly, with the years-long gap between releases, issues like this will just be swept under the rug when it comes time to build hype. The Elder Scrolls 6 could get no new footage and maybe an official title, and that would be enough to suffice for the next few years. I would be surprised if anyone even remembers these issues by then. Hearing Todd Howard reveal that the team is working on even more for the Fallout franchise should have been the main reason to celebrate Fallout Day, despite his desire not to announce anything too far in advance, which is hilarious when you look at Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6. It could have been the perfect occasion to tease something, anything for the future. Maybe even tease that the Fallout 3 remaster is real? Instead, we're back to Fallout 4, yet again, and reminded once more of why you should never get excited for anything Fallout related. Oh well, at least Season 2 of the show should be good and crash far less. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.